Today in the studio, folks, I've got Ryan Riddle and JB Bolvadin.
What's up, Brett?
What's going on?
What's going on,
Glad
folks? If you guys ain't heard of these two dudes, you're missing out. Number one, they hold a big conference every year, the Entrepreneurship Conference.
Yes, sir.
It was the Entrepreneur Conference, but Entrepreneur Magazine stuck you in the ringer with that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
What'd they do? Send a cease and desist?
No, they were more courteous than that. They reached out to us and asked us to resolve it with them. So we went back and forth a little bit, and
Well, that was nice of them.
Yeah. So we didn't have to get too nitty gritty. As a courtesy,
Well, you might have lost with that one.
Definitely.
potentially, yeah. And bottom line is they have a bigger legal team than we do.
And not only that, I mean, no one's coming because it's the Entrepreneur Conference.
Yeah, absolutely.
People don't realize when you're fighting over a name, the name has to mean something.
Right.
Like I did something last weekend, the weekend MBA, and my other friend, he has the 4-day MBA. He called and said, I'm like, dude, first of all, we can change the name anytime. It's not my event, but we can change the name if we need to. Why? Well, because that's not why they came. You show up for a name, now you got to fight about the name.
Yeah.
But, in my opinion, the Entrepreneurship Conference is the same thing.
Yeah.
How many people coming next year?
Trying to do 2,000.
It's this year.
This year, August 25th.
Tell the Bomb Squad when it is.
August 25th. It's going to be in Long Island, New York. Tickets are available at entrepreneurconference.live. And this week we're about to launch and let everyone know who's actually going to be there, and it's going to be real special. But I'll give a teaser right now.
It's going to be special.
I'll give a teaser right now. Well, we already know we're bringing Brad back because Brad, you crushed it last year.
Well, folks, you should just get a ticket just based on that. Ultimately, who should come? Entrepreneurs?
Entrepreneurs, business people.
7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures, who?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Why would a 9-figure entrepreneur go to a conference?
Because there's some other 9-figure entrepreneurs here.
Yeah,
that's right. What if they want to hire a bunch of people for their 9-figure business to grow it into the 10 figures?
So they should show up and recruit.
They can recruit. They can network. They can meet people like you who are the speakers.
Well, you're just giving good reasons why you should go to events. Period.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would agree. Networking. I always tell people it's not so much what you're hearing on stage; it's who's in the audience and what kind of deals can be laid down after 2 or 3 days of hanging out with like-minded people.
From going to conferences, what I realize is you got to buy the bigger ticket because you got to pay for who you want to be around.
What's your guys' platinum ticket cost?
Going to be 5,000 this year.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 dimes. How many are available?
We're going to have less than 100.
Yeah.
We don't know the exact number, but it'll be less than
You
100.
got to have an exact number. How are you supposed to plan for VIP shit if you don't have an exact number?
We're checking the demand based off of last year. Last year was half the price VIP.
Dude,
our tickets were cheap.
Grow the nuts and just say we're having X amount available. And if they don't sell, guess what? It'll just be more spacious for the other VIPs.
Yeah, well, if that's the
You
case.
pick.
It's going to be 100. We're going to fill it.
Yeah, so if you say it's 100, then you can plan for 100 VIPs. And if there's 115, doesn't it kill you not to take their money, knowing full well they were willing to pay more?
And that's an experience. The experience is worth more to the people.
Well, not only that, but they got to be limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, or else it's not VIP.
Right, and then when people are walking around, it's like, oh, that's VIP. VIP entrance, VIP registration, VIP seating, VIP access, VIP Q&As.
Yeah. VIP's beat up a lot now. A lot of people use VIP for stuff that isn't. So we definitely don't want that experience in our conference. Last year,
heavens no.
Yeah. Last year the VIPs got true VIP treatment, and this year they're going to get even more than that. So it's going to feel really exclusive for them.
Now last year's, man, you guys had a lineup. You had Tim Grover, Grant Cardone, bunch of people. Who else besides
Renee
me?
Rodriguez,
Michael Burt,
Renee Rodriguez,
Jason Mitchell,
old Bradley, of course.
Yeah, that's right.
And then old Bradley came up number 1 on the survey when you guys asked everybody who was your favorite speaker. They said, "Oh, B Meister."
We did, yeah. You did come in first on the survey, so you were the crowd favorite that day.
Dog, what do I gotta say? Anyway, that's freaking. I like that. That's. I wouldn't say flattering. It's honoring. Like, in other words, I'm glad because I just go out there and talk, dude.
Yeah.
And sometimes it resonates and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? And then all you said was go be funny. And I'm like, dude,
you were funny though.
I know, but you can't tell me to be funny and then I can't be. It's weird that way.
Yeah.
I forgot who said it. Someone said it. Maybe it was Sonia Hatter or something said to me one time, just be funny. And so I went out there and I wasn't funny. And I couldn't be funny because she said be funny. And so now I was questioning whether everything was funny or not.
Was that before or after our conference?
Way before.
All right, so that's why you were a little.
No,
you acted a little weird when I said be funny. You're like, you don't tell me to be funny.
Exactly. Like you can't tell me to be funny and then expect me to be funny.
Well,
it's almost like when you tell someone, you know, hey, do your impression of such and such, and then everyone turns around and looks at you, and you're like, fuck. Yeah. Now you're on the spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't like that. But anyway, I'll just be funny. I'll just be me. Right?
Yeah, that's what you were at the end of the day.
And if I happen to be funny, well, then good.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not all laughing matter.
Well, they liked your content. It's not that they you know.
What did I talk about? I don't remember.
You talked about how to actually expand and build relationships. You gave that analogy too, like where the funny parts were true stories. When you worked at the dealership, there was a really hot girl that came in, and you went up to her and she rejected you. Then your buddies were making fun of you. You went back, and you were like, "Hey, what'd you eat for dinner last night?" And she said, "I think she said spaghetti or chicken." You're like, "Oh, what'd you eat?"
She said pasta.
Pasta, whatever. It's a pasta. Well, I don't want. You just said don't do this to people, but Brad, tell the story, man.
No.
But essentially, long story short, he's like, "What are you gonna eat for dinner tonight?" And she's like, "Chicken." He goes, "Why don't you eat pasta?" She goes, "I already have pasta." He goes, "Well,
that's not what happened."
That's why I asked you to tell it.
Yeah, I know. You just murdered it.
But I think a lot
I said, "What'd you have for dinner last night?" She said, "Pasta." I said, "What'd you have the night before?" She said, "Chicken." I said, "Why didn't you have pasta?" She said, "Why would I have pasta every night?" And I said, "Exactly. Call me when you're tired, when you're tired of pasta." But yeah. So Entrepreneurship Conference, folks, it's in August 25th, Long Island, New York. Go get your tickets. Entrepreneurship or entrepreneurconference.live. That's where they go buy them.
Entrepreneur Conference.
All right, now let's get into the freaking real reason you're here.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, I want to figure out, like, Ryan Riddle. What happened to you? Where were you when you were, like, out of high school?
Out of high school.
How are you now, Ryan Riddle, partner at Cliffco Mortgage Bankers? And how is JB Bolvadin, founder and CEO of TILRE Success Solutions? And by the way, what is a success solution? Just anything that has to do with success?
It's a solution for your success. So if someone comes in, hey, I'm trying to figure this out, work out this problem, get to this objective, we have a solution, and bring success. So Success Solutions.
When you thought of that name, did you be like, yeah?
Actually, no. That was a filler.
That's a good ring to it.
Actually, no.
TILRE. And by the way, what's TILRE?
I'm glad you asked. So TILRE is an acronym for the industry leaders in real estate. When I was talking to I was on a road trip. I was talking to my cousin.
Then it would be TILRE.
No, you don't put the in the acronym. You don't put the in the acronym.
Sure you do. It's an I.
No, dude.
An acronym is each letter says what? There's no I for the end, so you're TILRE.
TILRE doesn't sound as good. Plus, it helps with SEO because it's a made-up word. So when someone looks it up, boom, you always show up first.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
who would look it up?
Well, they'd have to meet me first, but more importantly, when it happens, boom, there it is.
Yeah, but that's not SEO. SEO is when you show up first with somebody naturally selecting something, not if they type in your name.
Right, but
like SEO would be if I typed in real estate and TILRE showed up because it was unique. Then it would help SEO.
Yeah, but let me give you an example. So when people put in, for example, real estate training.
If I type in JB Bolvadin, I'm sure you come up first, no?
Yeah, I'll come up first.
Or do the other 700 Bolvadins come up?
So what will happen is that when someone, like, for example, I was looking at consulting companies nearby in the area, and when you would Google them, there's very similar names to other names out there. So when I created a unique name, it made it difficult for people to confuse it with other companies down the road.
Gotcha.
So it made it simple to kind of find or not get confused with someone else, made it easy to buy domains, made it easy to incorporate, and everything that's good out there is made up. Like Google's made up. Right, Redfin, Zillow was made up. All these things are just made up words, and these brands are the ones that like slap the best. So I figured give it a shot. Instead of calling it like JB's Success Solutions, called it TILRE Success Solutions.
Dude, so back when you were in high school, how old are you?
29.
Yeah, I thought you were young. So back when you were in high school, which is only 11 years ago, right? You get out of high school. What are you doing?
I was in the restaurant business. College wasn't for me. I literally went one day. I forgot what class I was in, but I remember the fucking teacher telling me it could be a dream. Like I could be in a dream right now. I'm like, dude, this is not for me. So I went straight into the restaurant business. Huh?
Studying is not for you?
Study in general. I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't even know what it was. It just wasn't for me. I just wanted to get out there.
You see
and
how
make
that
money.
sounds when you say it like that?
Yeah.
Studying, it ain't for me. Keep going.
No, so I just wanted to get out there and start making money. So I got into the restaurant business. Always enjoyed it. I love it. I love entertaining and doing that. So I just saw, opportunity there. I started, I worked up from smaller cafes to larger cafes and then corporations. I went to culinary school. But so my girlfriend, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, but that's why she's your wife now. You went to culinary school.
That's not the reason.
I know, but good cooks, man, you can impress a girl easy when you can just whip up some chef shit.
Oh, yeah. But, she was my girlfriend at the time, and we found out that we were having a baby. So, I love the restaurant business, but at that time I really had to figure something out. Restaurant business.
Where were you living?
I was renting my own house at the time. I moved out when I was 17,
East Coast,
18 years
right?
old. Yeah, Long Island still. I never left Long Island.
Okay.
I realized I was having so I was renting my own house. We found out we were having the baby. I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket on that situation. So I knew I had to figure out my exit. The restaurant I was in, I got into a fight with the owner at the time. I was going to buy into it, and during the renovation, it just didn't go well. So I was like, fuck, I jumped into another restaurant, another restaurant, and I realized, at this time, my daughter was getting 1, 2 years old. I really had to put all my cards together. So I worked at a place I worked at Lifetime Fitness, actually. So they wanted somebody to take over all their cafes. I was like, fuck, daytime, there's high net worth people there. And I met a couple people that actually brought me into my first flip on a real estate deal.
Okay.
So I was starting to get into that. I was making some money into that. And I was like, I can't do this no more. And I was in the middle of buying my house. So I'm buying my house. My father-in-law tells me, listen, go to my friend. You got a friend for everything. Go to my friend. I'm doing the process for 3 months. It was a nightmare at the time. What they didn't know was I actually was quitting my job. So I told him, I said, listen, I can't do this no more. They tried to get me to stay. I said, I can't do this no more. So he's like, whatever you do, just don't quit. Like, I got to sell the loan. I didn't know what the fuck that meant at that time. I just wanted to get out of there. So I knew I was going to get into flipping houses, but I didn't know I was going to get into the mortgage business directly. So
is the mortgage business fucked now?
No.
Is it starting to enter into the bunghole?
No, I mean, listen, the companies, to a lot of companies, it is gonna affect them if they're refi-based business. If you're a purchase business, it depends on your model. That's not our model. But that day I was closing. I'm calling them up. I was showing up to the place every fucking day. I'm like, listen, I gotta close. They were kind of wondering why I was pushing so hard. The day I closed, the day was my last day. So I knew if I didn't close that day, I wasn't gonna be able to get the house. So at that point, that was the pivot. I was about 23, 24. It was my pivot. I was closer to 24. That was my pivot. I just bought my house, and that was my pivot, getting out of the restaurant business and just, get into flipping and real estate and the mortgage business.
And then you did the same thing there. You worked your way up.
Yeah. I saw opportunity.
And now you're a partner at Cliffco Mortgage Bankers.
That's it.
Are they huge or something?
Not huge. We're about 150 employees, 160 employees.
That's pretty good. And
when
it says partner, that means you own a piece.
Correct.
You helped the main guys build it, or you just brought a lot of freaking power with you?
From the time I was there, I doubled the company.
Dang, all by yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, like you running shit?
Yeah.
What'd you do different?
I just saw opportunity there. So, a couple of the other restaurants I was in, I saw the opportunity that the company was small. The company was small. One of my partners had a big vision. He's a doer. He's a risk taker. He puts his balls on the table on every move that he's made. So I knew that there was the opportunity there. So the name wasn't big enough. So I knew I had time there to get the name out, and I had to figure out the process. There was no process. They were a small shop, family owned.
Why is it called Cliffco?
One of the other partners' last name was Clifford.
Oh.
So
if I was you, I'd be pissed.
No, not necessarily.
I'd say you want at least half of the billing, so it could be like they could change the name to Cliddle. Yeah, let's go with Cliddle. Adam Cliddle, Realty. That's hilarious. So you guys kicked ass, obviously. You know, you're doing well now.
Yeah.
Because you guys put on this conference. Last one wasn't cheap. Wasn't done poorly. There was fine details everywhere.
Yeah.
Alcohol, anything you could want was there, it seemed. Matter of fact, I went into the bathroom one time and you guys had little miniature toothbrushes and toothpaste in case someone wanted to freshen up.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, these guys ain't forgetting nothing. It was good, man. So this one's going to be even better?
Much better.
Yeah, double the size.
Yeah.
But it's going to be that detail oriented.
Extremely. Yeah. The details were
Audio and visual, folks. Make it a rock show.
absolutely. Well, that's what we're doing.
Having your team put together speaker reels and speaker intros that make the speakers feel like freaking rock
How was your
stars.
intro?
Hey, and by the way, I don't remember, but I'm sure when I was there, because I was impressed with the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it exactly. But what I do remember is Tim Grover walking around. I forget what happened, but like the song and the intro video, if you have an MC, like if you say, ladies and gentlemen, Tim Grover, then the video starts and the video introduces Tim Grover, weird and awkward.
Yeah.
It should be, you know, get back in your seats. Okay, we're ready for our next speaker. Then the Tim Grover video. And then when the lights come up or the spotlights come on, there's Tim Grover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got to be choreographed and
You
timed.
walked out and you were watching your.
That's right. When
I
you
know.
walk out, you're like this.
Yeah, because you guys said Brad Lee, and then like, am I supposed to wait 30 seconds and let that thing play? Well, then you shouldn't have said Brad Lee.
Well, we were flattering ourselves when you were looking at the videos, like, oh, Brad digs it, man. We did our job.
That's not only I did dig it, but not only that, you guys, that was your first event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So now you know your second event.
Oh, announcements.
Get those walkouts timed perfectly, where like the video introduces or you do, or the other option in events is called like Voice of God. You heard those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where there's nobody on stage and someone just says, "Everybody get ready, put your hands together for our next speaker," and then the video starts, and then the video introduces the speaker.
Yeah.
Or the video plays, and then you come out and say, but that's the weird one. I don't do it that way. Anyway, I know it's going to be a good event. I can't wait to get there. I hope everybody goes out there. So dude, you're kicking ass in mortgages, and now you put on this event last year and decided there's other shit to do. Why do it again?
I think just everything that we did, you know, is just evolving. So, you know, I know my local area just from doing it in the local area. It grew my reputation, my business, my brand.
How do you get
tremendously.
2,000 people there?
Well, we have a
How'd you get 800 there last time? That was pretty good.
So that's actually what branched off to another piece when we got into the media for people. But what we did was we had very limited time. So came up with the idea in March/April. That event was in September. When we first tried to run ads, it wasn't successful at all. Because a lot of times when people put something together, and we made the same mistake, we come up with this great idea that thought would be, oh, this will definitely sell. But essentially all you're doing is that you're advertising to yourself the way you would buy, which is not necessarily the way everyone else would buy. So we went about it very differently after that. We surveyed every person that's done business with my company, not people that we want to do business with, people that have done business. And we asked them a few important questions. One was, what are you experiencing right now in your business that if you could fix or solve, would make a major impact? Then once we got that, once it's solved, what would your life look like? Why is that? What would you be able to do because of that? And from there, we actually developed something called buttons. And usually you hear like, hey, you're pushing my buttons, it's pissing someone off, but there's buttons that are good things too, like making them happy, excited. And look, when we surveyed these people, even me, what's up?
Keep going. I just thought about clittle again. That's just funny.
Yeah. So when we actually got this data, what people wanted to do is they kept saying, we don't want to chase clients. We want clients to chase us. We want people to know who we are.
Yeah.
I want to be known. So
Why? Why do you want to be known?
Well, because if you're known, like, you know, Grant was saying it, right? He always used to say,
Grant who?
Cardone.
Oh. You mean number 3 on the list?
Yes. Yeah.
You mean number 3 on the survey?
Well, who knows? Maybe he heard this from you when I said. So
I wonder why they didn't like what Grant had to say, though.
Generic.
Look, I would say this. Grant is someone definitely that's been very instrumental in my life, and to a lot of people. And when maybe his message wasn't in harmonic to the way the roster was going down, because most speakers were able to see what was already going down and feel the harmonics of the environment and where people were going with. And when he showed up, he wasn't able to see anyone speak before him. So he came in and people were excited, and his name's phenomenal. So, and he did a good job, but I think maybe what they were expecting was that same type of almost like talking with the audience instead of to the audience. And that happened organically. It wasn't something that we planned. It happened something where every speaker was able to connect that way. And when Grant came on, he was able to create movement. I mean, look, he was in the top 3 out of the speakers, but I think that harmonic was maybe lost. But also keep in mind, the more someone likes someone, the easier it is to upset them. When you think very high of someone, it's very easy to be like, oh man, but if you don't even know who someone is, it's very easy to impress people too.
Hey Siri, define harmonic.
As an adjective, harmonic means relating to or characterized by musical harmony. Do you want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As an adjective, it means relating to a harmonic progression. Want to hear the next one?
See, it's like that's one of those words you can't define. Harmonic. I'm going to start using it, slipping it in there.
Yeah.
Sounding all freaking collegiate.
Yeah, it sounds good, right?
Yeah, like he came in and he didn't feel the harmonics of the atmosphere. I think if the harmonics would have aligned a little bit more quickly, I think he would have been able to assimilate into the environment a little bit better and make sure that, those harmonics weren't disrupted.
Doesn't sound like you.
Yeah. I mean, that style is the real JB, not the real Brad Lee.
Hey, how come you don't sound like him? He sounds like he's straight up East Coast. You don't.
People have been telling me that all week. I spoke at this event for the last 3 days, and everyone keeps telling me, are you sure you're from New York? And I'm like, yeah, I am. It's just Long Island has different parts.
That's where he's from.
Yeah, yeah. So it I don't know.
For nationalities.
Yeah, it's also I
know, but I can hear it in him.
Where do I sound like I'm from? If you have to guess.
I don't know. The Flintstones? I don't know. Like, I don't even know. Keep talking.
All right. Well, I mean, I think I just have this voice that's more of like East Coast, not necessarily New York.
Yeah, maybe like
It could be Florida.
Philly,
yeah. Some people told me Los Angeles or like the West Coast a little bit, but I don't have that kind of...
People say Texas to me all the time. Are you from Texas? Do I sound like I have a draw?
A little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the fucking East Coast accent when it's like, when they say wanted, it's wanted. That's what they wanted to do. and then instead of the ER, it's just a like I always wanted to be a gangsta.
Yeah.
The other day I was in New York. I was over on the Edgewater side.
Yeah, in Jersey.
Yeah, and freaking getting some footage. I just kept saying, I always wanted to be a gangsta. That's how a movie should start. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Did you always want to be a gangster, JB?
No, I don't want to be a gangster.
You?
In my business, yeah.
Yeah.
There's different, you use different terms of it.
Yeah. So back to your story. Or no, I was at your story. So you started kicking ass. Now you're in mortgages. Now you're 29 years old. Now you're throwing these events, and you realize that these events are opening massive more doors.
Yeah.
That's why you go to events.
This started from an idea of doing a webinar into the conference. It just kept steamrolling.
Well, somebody had to have the balls to put the conference on. What did you spend on that last conference?
Oh my God.
So, about $600,000.
Yeah, like whose balls were those? Tillery's or Clifco's?
They were mine.
Or was it a combination of balls?
Combination. Because
Yeah.
there were salaries that were involved. And
Damn,
Yeah,
but you guys took a risk.
Yeah, big time.
And JB, where are you in that? Like, how do you guys know each other?
So in Long Island, I have a pretty big following as far as for real estate training. So a lot of real estate agents, brokers, teams come to me for training. So I do a lot of events there. Ryan, as a mortgage professional, a lot of mortgage companies, they're getting referrals from real estate agents. So it was natural for us to figure out a synergy because that audience can be brought to Clifco Mortgage. So from there, we started to become Clifco Mortgage became the preferred.
Is that
partner.
how you sold the partners on sponsoring it?
No, it's really one of the partners wasn't involved in the money at all. There was a little sponsorship from the company, but for me and my partner, that I have a team directly inside of the company too, it was all us personally.
Yeah, but you guys took a risk.
Oh yeah.
Like, what if the tickets didn't sell? What if the shit didn't
The business
work?
was good. Those refis were there.
Well,
That's true. Back in those days, dude. Are those over now, by the way? Mortgage business getting...
We're doing a lot of the easiest way to put it is no income check loans, non-QM loans. We bank them, where a lot of people are scared of them. Because before COVID, when COVID hit, people lost millions because the hedge funds weren't buying them up. The secondary market had no taste for them. But we're backing them, and those are the refinance. Those are business owners who are writing off all their income. We use alternative financing to get them qualified. So they're still rolling because they won't, even if you're paying 6% for that money, they know whatever they're going to do with that money, they're going to be making more than 6%. Right?
You would hope.
Yeah, you would hope. So they're always rolling. But this, I mean, to put our balls on the table, I mean, this started from a webinar. I was running for a charity. And then he had the connection with Grant, right? He's a 10X licensee. We're like, let's do a webinar with Grant. And that was going to be one of the ways to steamroll into it. And one person bought a ticket when we were marketing with Grant. So it just we're like, fuck it, let's bring him in here. And then it went from that, and it just kept scaling.
Well, here it is.
Turned out into something good.
Now it's one of the biggest entrepreneur conferences of the world right now.
That's it.
I don't know why we keep going back to the conference. I think it's this right here on the bottom of my page, all big and shit. But I want to tell the Bomb Squad who you guys are, what you've accomplished up to date. So now, 29 years old, you risked $600K on a freaking conference.
Yeah.
You had to believe like tickets would sell.
Yeah, I did.
Did they sell right away?
No, not initially. And so that's where
did that make you fucking swallow a lump? Were you like, holy shit, did I just blow $600K?
Can I be honest with you? In the mortgage business, there's a ton of leakage. Did it feel good? No, but that was part of it.
You just wrote it off, like,
yeah,
man, whatever.
You're gonna. If you're scared of that, you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. I gained the value back afterwards.
Dude, the only way you could be more ballsy is just to freaking give me that watch.
You want it? All right, give me that one.
I'll take.
No, you want to keep that one, right?
I do want to keep this one too, but I like that one. What kind you got there?
I have a tag.
A what?
Tag.
Oh, dude. See, we got to get that upgraded. Here's the only 3 watches that are holding their value right now. Not
Rolex
these, unfortunately.
Nah, Rolex is hard.
If that was an AP, it would.
Yeah.
AP, Rolex,
Hublot?
and Patek. Yeah, Hublot. I picked Hublot because I love them. But, dude, they didn't go up in value. They're not going up. Yeah. If not, go down.
Rolex hit a new level. They're not going back down.
No, Rolex freaking boom. Like that watch right there, shit, dude. It's going for dough right now.
Yeah.
I could have been buying all Rollies this whole time and be sitting there stacked. Or APs or Pateks.
Yeah.
You know, my buddy's Patek. Holy shit, dude. I think he bought it for like $180 and it's worth like $600,000.
It's crazy.
That's no way.
No.
Where's all this money coming from?
That's insane. I don't even know.
Where do you guys think this money's coming from? Like, you go to the malls, dude, there's a line out the door at Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Dior. Like, everybody seems to have a bunch of money, but yet we just went through a nasty-ass pandemic.
There's a lot of money infiltrated into the market, and then most of the people that are shopping at those stores, not saying that I don't shop at them, or wealthy people don't stop shop at them, or whatever the case is, but people get that easy money and that quick money, want to go and buy those flashy things. That's why those stores have been rolling. I see it by me. It's crazy. People who never had money, they just want to go.
Yeah, but why do they have money is the question. Is it because interest rates went, down, and so people were getting refis out of their houses left and right? Like, if I had $300K, by the way, property values were skyrocketing. So if I'm sitting there, let's say I'm just break even on my house, and then 6 months goes by, I can go get a refi and literally pocket a couple hundred G's. Plus the house went up, so now it was 400 G's. Yeah. Dude, I'd be an idiot not to freaking take some of that dough. And then if I took some of that dough, well, I might be out to get some new slippers.
I mean, also the money could be just coming from the fact that these things keep going up in value, and it's the scarcity mindset. The person that doesn't spend money is the same person that would spend money if they feel it's their last opportunity to.
FOMO.
So with these actual, whether it's a car, whether it's houses, whether it's luxury items, the same people that weren't buying them at all, that would never have the courage to, because of the scarcity of it, would be the same person to buy it because of the fact that it's going out of control.
Yeah.
So it can create that justification. And I don't think it's the money. It's more of actually what's going on in their mind of what's happening here.
So So you were a realtor, no?
Yeah.
So you were a realtor, then you started teaching realtors, and you got known as a realtor trainer, just training them to sell houses. And then how'd you partner up with him?
So I built up my brand over the last 3 years pretty big in Long Island. And few of my clients knew Ryan personally, and I was actually about to do a deal.
Did you know him at the time?
A little bit, knew of him, not.
So it's funny how we met, because Ryan's very good at finding opportunity. And here's what I mean by that.
That's because he's got that accent.
That's right, yeah.
He'll roll in and be like, where's the opportunity?
So what happened was I was about to actually do a partnership with a bank similar to what me and Ryan are doing. And I was speaking to one of my coaching clients about it, because that person was also doing mortgages under Ryan. And he said, I'm going to tell Ryan. I want you to meet Ryan. And then he let Ryan know. He put us in a message together. Ryan came through the office. We talked. He said, I love what we're doing here. And gave me an offer I couldn't refuse.
And then there you are. Now you're partners.
But yeah, most importantly, though, I can say this. The reason why I work with him, and the reason why a lot of people are working with him, is because the guy gives. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about he's always trying to advance the people around him first.
You're talking about him?
Appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long you guys been working together now?
We're going into 2 years now. Yeah, 2 years. So,
or do you guys hang out when you're not working?
Yeah.
Always working.
But we're working when we're hanging out.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? Because like I'll introduce you to my partner here, Jason. I don't think I've ever been to his house.
Really?
That's like my other two partners.
I don't think I've ever been to his house. Like on the weekends, we don't hang out. I mean, on occasion, we'll be at the same place, but it's not like we're not besties. Let's just say we're not besties. Are you guys besties?
I would say, in business, yeah, for sure. And also, like, we have each other's back. No.
Not a big drinker.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I gotta have that switch. Has got to be on or off.
This weekend,
Ryan says, "I'm not a big drinker."
We were at a pool party. I'm sitting there. I'm
God.
looking at the cabana. I'm like, all right, I need this. Let's go. Come on.
I drank one of the last 3 days.
It's funny because a lot of people lately I've been talking to aren't drinking. Like I remember being a drinker, and I liked to drink, and we'd go out, get plastered, and have fun. Then it got to a point where I'd get plastered and wake up and wonder what relationships I had to repair. Or, did I, is there anything I need to be concerned with? And then I'm like, dude, that's too much. You can't get literally wasted every time you drink.
Yeah.
So, I eventually said, I'm done drinking. Not literally, like I'll go have a drink if I want one. But number one, alcohol is poisonous for your body. Number two, you never wake up with more friends and more money from a night of drinking. Now, not having a drink, two different things. I'm talking about a night of drinking.
Right.
But lately, I'm asking people, you drink? I don't really know many people that drink.
Knocks me off my game a little bit.
Wow. See, when I was your age, dude, I wasn't that smart. 29 years old, dude, I was drinking, having fun, running around, trying to freaking make it all happen. What do you guys think changed it for you guys?
Change what?
Like you said, you were looking at the cabana. You said, this ain't for me. Like, what made you think that?
No, I needed it. It was either the switch has got to be on or that switch has got to be off.
So you were a drinker.
Yeah, I like to party. Gotta have that balance.
Hey, was the entrepreneur conference the one where we smoked cigars in that room upstairs?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. CVIP treatment, back to the beginning.
That's right. So you just stopped drinking.
Yeah.
Do you drink?
No, I never really drank. Actually, this weekend was the most I've drank over more than I did in 5 years, and I wasn't drinking hard.
How do you guys have fun?
I spend time with my wife, my kids. I like to learn. I've been with my wife since I'm 17 years old. Huh?
Studying ain't for him.
He learns though.
No, he's talking about class. He's talking about school. School was lame.
Yeah.
I didn't even show up the first day, dude. I got kicked out of my house when I was 16. So I dropped out of school thinking I'm smart.
Yeah.
I don't need school. And I was right at the end of the day, I guess, but I didn't know it at the time. I just thought I was.
Yeah.
Of course not.
But I guess I was correct, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Didn't need shit, just needed OBL, a little bit of confidence. You were mentioning earlier in the green room that you want to, show people how to instill confidence. Why do you think confidence is so important?
Because the more confidence you get, the more people you get in your life, the more people you get in your life, the more success you get. Because none of us are in any business but the people business. So without confidence, it's like literally blowing out the tires on a car. It won't go, no matter how good the engine is.
Is that what you want me to talk about? I'll show up and be the confidence man.
Yeah, but I think it's what's unique about you is how you're, whether it's intentional or organic, the way you're leveraging what you're doing. I think people really need to understand that, because I've seen you really like scale out and go real wide with it. And I was also.
What do you mean?
Well, from when I first found out who you were, I was like, how did this guy? And I'll get to it, but like this is the origin. So you came onto the scene. I started to know who Brad Lee was around 2016, 2017. So then see, okay, he's got Lightspeed VT, he's got Cardone University, he's got Tony Robbins on there, he's got all these big names, and they all do business with Brad. And all these guys have access and abilities to work with anyone. Why Brad? So I always wondered that, and I would want people to learn that about you, because there is something about being able to go to the top and get them to work with you. Now it's easier because you have all this credibility, but once upon a time, there wasn't a number one. You had to go get a number one. So that'd be cool to see that origin. So when I saw Brad at that moment, whether it was the way you positioned yourself or just the reality, Lightspeed VT. Then you start to really grow your personal brand through those personal brands. You've managed to get into other industries unrelated to what you were doing and making those successful as well. To looks like to me, it looks like you're creating a holding company at some point where it'll either liquidate or get into something much bigger. But you've used that social media leverage for that. So,
indeed, that's called building a personal brand.
Right.
So how would you like me to talk about building a personal brand and becoming confident?
I would like you to that you had to be confident to go to those number one guys when Lightspeed wasn't big yet. So most people that are trying to work on their confidence might have something really good. Like imagine if Brad didn't have confidence. At that moment, what would the world have been like? What the platform would have been like? So if you could tell that story and then find that moment.
It wouldn't have been.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been. So
you want me to go up and tell a story of how I built Lightspeed?
No, just initially. Then I want you to talk about basically how you scaled your personal brand to today, and then what that looks like because of those initial steps. Because someone who's not confident is probably on the cusp of something great, but doesn't have that confidence to even get it started. So I want you to go into origin a little bit, and then from there, after you accelerate a little bit, talk about how you're leveraging that brand now. Because our motto was get known outside your network. Earlier when I said we surveyed people, we came up with buttons, and that button was get known outside your network. When I first saw it, I didn't like it, but the people, that's when they started buying tickets. You've done a very good job at getting known outside your network. So if you could talk about those pieces, and give them things that they can work with and actually execute on, I think that's by itself. If no one else spoke, they got their money's worth. And that's really, really important, because we're having you there for a reason. You know, like we're not fanboys. We respect what you do. We like what you do. And we know you can help people. That's why we're here, you know? So, and that's why we want to bring you back. That doesn't mean we don't like you, but what I'm saying, we're not like, oh man, it's Brad Lee. We're like, it's a respect thing is what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if you can relay that to the audience, I think that's something that they would appreciate. But more importantly, you'll change their lives. You won't get them excited, right? Like, oh my God, Brad was awesome. It's like, dude, that guy changed my life. That was the best hour I ever spent. That's the impact we want. I know you can do it. I know it's there. But I want to just, when you ask me how should I do it, I think that would be a good way to map it. But no one knows you better than you. But I think that would be a great idea. And I think that would really resonate based off of the way we've surveyed people who've attended now and what they're looking for and what they want to accomplish.
Interesting. I'll put something together. That does that. Because what I heard was teach them confidence and show them how to build a personal brand. Because everything you just said, that's all I did.
Right.
Now, where did I get the confidence? I developed a 6-step program. 6 steps to get the confidence of a freaking champ. Walk around like you're freaking actually cool.
Yeah.
You don't think you're cool. You are cool. Because the difference is, like a lot of people say, it's not that everybody thinks you're cool. It's that you don't care what other people think.
Right.
That's what makes you cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if someone thinks I'm cool, which is 9 times out of 10 why I'm cool. However, for every one person that thinks I'm cool, dude, there's probably 100 that think I'm not.
Yeah.
That's what people don't understand. They're so worried about what they might say to offend somebody that they don't offend anybody. And when you don't offend anybody, you're not saying anything. Because literally anything you say can be offensive.
Yeah.
To somebody. case in point, the post we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it ain't that big
That's
of a
crazy.
deal, but dude, it is getting major controversy. Why? People have, different perspectives. But I can teach confidence with that 6 steps, and I can teach how to build a personal brand, because I built mine the last 4 years. When you said I didn't start hearing about you till the 16th, 17th, that's because that's when I started.
Makes sense.
Yeah, before that, I was quiet. I was behind the scenes helping all these other big name people grow their brands and build up their processes and their systems and their funnels and their events. And I was just in the background, either coaching, advising, collaborating, something.
Yeah.
But I was just in the background. And then, I decided on a couple of occasions where I might as well just, come out of the background and say, well, fuck, I'm the one showing these motherfuckers what to do anyway. How you like me? No, I'm just joking. What happened was Grant told me to speak on his 10X stage. A couple of people said, hey, come tell us about this, that, and the other thing. And so I went out on stage a couple of times, and then boom, people started following me. And then, I'd start get DMs, dude, you're more real than the rest of them. And, but, they all try to pump up your ego and all that. But, to me, it's like you go out on stage or you go out in life and you just be authentic, and most people can't do that. Do you know why?
Why? Because
they're worried about what other people think.
I agree.
Like you guys, if you think, hey, go over there and introduce yourself, and you're like, you're apprehensive at all. I don't like introducing myself. I don't like just walking up looking. Why? If you boil it down to it, 9 times out of 10, because you don't want to look like an idiot. You don't want them to think something about you.
Well, yeah,
hey, go sing out in my lobby. I ain't singing in your lobby. Why? Well, everyone's going to think I'm a whack job. So that stops you, because you are literally saying, I'm worried about what other people think.
Yeah.
Now you take that same thing, and that's why people don't win, because they're afraid of doing anything that might make other people think they're stupid. And I don't have that affliction for some reason.
No, it's a good thing. I mean, that's what I'm telling people.
Like sometimes right out of the blue, I'll just yell bang. It scares the shit out of people. I do it all the time here to employees. It's freaking funny, dude. And one of these days, I just want to get a video of me banging people. Because I'll just be sitting there in a quiet room and I'll be like, bang! And they'll be like, God damn. Holy shit. And then sometimes they'll get pissed. Like, what the fuck did you do that for? Because they don't like flinching up and getting all scared. But the slow motion footage is amazing.
Yeah.
The slow motion footage of someone getting scared when someone goes, it's freaking hilarious.
So did you always have that?
What?
Or did you grow into just not?
The 6 steps taught me.
Okay. And what was that?
You got to come to the conference.
August 25th, you'll find out.
You got to come to the conference if you want to learn that. Actually, no, it's the Bomb Squad. I might teach it to them, but there's 6 steps that you do. If it's in my book, it's not a secret. I call them the Sacred 6. First thing you do is forgive yourself. Second thing you do is commit to do what you say you're going to do. Third thing you're going to do is rack up the wins. Fourth thing you're going to do is get rid of the idiots. Fifth thing you're going to do is map out and visualize. And the 6th thing you're going to do is seek information.
Okay.
Each one of those, I can talk about for 20 minutes, but each one of those put together over time will basically make you get to know and like yourself. And the more you like yourself, the less you're worried about other people's opinions, the less you need other people's validation. Like when someone hangs out with a celebrity, they'll fucking, they'll get out their phone and they'll be like this because look who I'm with. You'll never believe who I'm with. This type of thing. You know what I mean? Like if Brad Pitt was sitting here, we'd be like, fucking, Brad Pitt's fucking right here. If Brad Pitt was right here right now, your social media would be out.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Why? Because you want everybody to think you're cool because you got to be with Brad Pitt. Right?
Yeah, also working on personal brands so it gives more credibility to the brand.
Yeah.
If I didn't have anything to sell, if I worked for someone else, I probably would just have the moment with Brad, talk to him a little bit, and that would be it. I was never a guy that liked to document things until I needed to build up a brand, because initially the mistake that I would make is I would go do something that was great, and PR is letting good works being publicly known. So if I'm not actually documenting anything or showing it or going on the gram, I'm like, hey, I'm with Brad Lee right now and dropping bombs, all of the efforts, the flight out here, putting these things together, there's no stacking on it. So it becomes collateral. So that's why I do it now. It's not for the ego. It's more
now
for
you're
the
being
collateral.
strategic.
Yeah.
But that same thing is what stops people.
You're 100% right. I always tell my coaching
I'll
clients.
give you guys some dropping bombs with these fellas.
That's right.
Yee! Get that on the gram.
Awesome.
So anyway, I don't know where the tangent I was taking that.
Well, we were just talking,
confidence. Yeah, so confidence, dude. I'm telling you, if somebody gets confident, you're right. Life opens up for them. And what's crazy is it gets better in a lot of ways only because you don't spend your whole day almost in an anxiety cloud.
Yeah.
Like, what does this person think? You just get up and you're you.
Yeah.
And you like being with you. So if no one's around, that's cool too. And by the way, when you get a lot of peace and quiet, dude, you can start focusing. Most people are afraid to be alone. You ever notice that?
Yeah. There's
not alone like in a room,
yeah.
like I'm afraid to be alone, but like we don't like being alone.
Yeah.
I'm definitely that way. Every time I've ever, broke out of a relationship, bam, I'm into another one quick. Now, why do you do that? It's because you don't want to be alone. Like, I don't want to go out on the dating scene. You guys both married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to be out there freaking on the dating scene?
It's a pain in the ass.
Nobody.
It's not good. Like, you never know. You're playing Russian roulette. They might have gonorrhea persiflades. They might have an ex that's freaking psychotic and still in love with them. There's just all kinds of things that can happen. If you found one that's good, why not just sit back and freaking enjoy life with a person?
Yeah, 100%.
Would you go for that? Or you
what?
already did?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean,
How old are you?
I'm 32.
So you guys are relatively young.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are your goals with this career? Like, are you guys looking to become Barnum and Bailey? Who are you looking to become?
Well, we want to scale to nationwide with it, but realistically speaking,
conference?
The conference, but also the businesses like TILRE Success Solutions, Cliffco Mortgage Bankers. There's a lot of ancillary things that we're also dropping very soon.
Well, mortgage bankers, you're looking for people that want loans on houses, yeah? Or property.
Yeah, but it's scaling loan officers, it's scaling your sales team. There's operations end behind that, so it's just a matter of scaling.
Yeah, but you still, at the end of the day, you want bank loans. You want to provide people loans for their homes.
Yep.
Yeah, and one of the
why do you guys loan? Just real quick, why do you guys loan money if you're only getting a shitty return?
So the way that's if you're pretty much servicing the loan, but the way private mortgage banks work like us, we're not big enough to service yet because you're giving away all your premium in the deal, right? So you got to get to a certain level to be able to handle that. But we make the yield based off the investor right on that deal. So as soon as I'm doing a mortgage for you, I know Fannie's paying me the most, Freddie's paying me most, or maybe it's Chase or Wells is paying me the most on that deal. I'm closing that loan. Sometimes we take the first payment, and then they're paying us the premium on that deal right there.
Oh, so you get paid.
Then there's a
off.
whole nother aspect of the business with your hedge and what you're making in the bond market.
How'd you learn all that?
Just doing it. My partner did it started in a basement of his house, so you got to do it.
Well, when you guys first, put on that event, I'm like wondering, what's the purpose of the event? Because it wasn't for real estate and mortgage people.
No.
A lot of them were there, but it was for entrepreneurs.
For me, it's I get the validation to now when I'm going to sit down with loan officers or people that I'm recruiting, it gives me that validation behind it. Right? I'm giving them value. Not only am I giving my sales team value, I'm giving my sales team and their referral partners value, and just want to keep growing from there.
Because you want loan officers to do.
I want loan officers.
What if I got you 1,000 loan officers? Would that be valuable?
Yeah, you want to be a partner?
I mean, I don't know how that works, but I know I can get 1,000 loan officers to raise their hand. Like if I just said any loan officers interested in doing some business, hit me in the DM with the word loan officer.
Yeah, it's opportunity. It's got to be the right
fit. And then they go bing, 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 bing. But again, I don't know. I would go, hey, I don't really know how to do business with you because I'm not in that business. I'd rather just go talk to Ryan.
Listen,
figure out how that works and how we all make some dough.
Yeah, it's not the. No, a lot of the companies are the same. It's similar, right? Some are bigger. You got different roadblocks in front of it. But I got the opportunity to buy in and go where I went with my business just because of the people that I was around.
Yeah.
I'm not better at mortgages. I'm sure you you do that. I'm sure there's a ton of people that would be better. Did I build a ton of volume? Do I do it? I'm one of the top in New York personally, besides the team in personal volume. But just how you said, how'd you learn that? Between the hedging and everything else, because the people I was around, because the people were so transparent and willing to teach. And then I also saw that opportunity, and I earned it from them. I'm able to see that. I sit down with loan officers that are 50 years old, some that own their own companies, and I'm looking at them running circles, around them, just in the business aspect of it. So it's just, all these companies are pretty similar. Some offer some, everything's a little bit different, but it's the people you're around. So if you had loan officers that want to be around the right people, and these conferences, putting them in front of people like you to learn, and other influential people, then you're at a right fit.
Got it. So JB, you're out there every day, not just doing this entrepreneurship. That's the only place you guys are partnered, other than probably sending loans when you can.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You're out selling houses all the time?
No, I don't sell real estate.
You're training realtors.
Yeah, I train
every day. That's how you make your money.
Yeah, and we also branched into the media end of things, because right after the conference, a lot of people wanted us to implement the type of branding strategy and service that we did for ourselves.
So you opened an agency.
Yeah. And
how's that one going?
It's going well. It's going really well. In fact,
if people are listening, they want to use an agency. What does your agency do?
TILRE Media. TILRE Media. We do
everything's TILRE, I bet, huh?
That's right. Yeah. Well, it's not a name until you make it a name, so I got to do it.
TILRE.
You'll love it. We'll send you a shirt. So that, and what was the other one?
Dude, I got this shirt.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Like, it should be real TILRE.
Well, maybe that's what we'll do at the next event.
Like, if I wanted to do an entrepreneurship conference to rival yours, mine would be the real entrepreneurship conference. The real growth con, everything's real.
So you got it. It's just the preface to everything, and then boom, it works.
Maybe we do one in Vegas soon.
Yeah.
We should, actually. Yeah. You guys are keep East Coasting it, man. You're missing a whole bunch of people out here on the West Coast. Maybe that'd be year 3.
Yeah, we'll talk about it if you want to collaborate on it.
Watch this time, I'll get fucking worst voted.
No.
Did anybody get the worst voted, or you don't want to call them out?
No, there's nobody who people were unsatisfied with. Like, literally all the results were good for everyone, so there was no one who was like, oh, I didn't like that person. There was just people.
Who you got coming this year?
I don't want to leak all of it, but we
leaked me, so there's no big deal there. Hey, folks, Brad Lee live on stage, August 25th, Long Island, New York. Get the word out.
Yes, sir.
Who else is there?
So we're actually bringing on a little bit of a switch up too. So we secured Montel Jordan. He's going to come out. He'll be performing, but more importantly, he has an incredible way of talking about relationships and confidence, and also ethics, and keeping that in to ensure that you can scale still. So I think Montel's going to be a big treat to a lot of people, and I won't be surprised when he starts getting booked by other people after that too. So we're really excited to have him there. We're having Gerard Adams.
See, what I like. Oh, Gerard. Yeah. What I like about you guys is your thinking. You know what I mean? You guys are thinking about everything strategically.
Absolutely.
Why people are there, what they're going to talk about, what holes they fill, so you can give your audience a nice experience, but with tactical, stuff to walk away with.
Yeah. For sure. Because from the research that we do before a conference, we know this. If you just saw a line, let's say the top of the line is someone's best state of mind, where they're the happiest, healthiest, everything's good, and then low, where things are the worst. The lower they go, the lower their reality is too. For example, if I told someone, hey, I'm going to a conference, and they're low, that's a bunch of bullshit. You're wasting your time with that. Someone who's really up there in the way they feel, if I say I'm going to a conference, oh, what are you learning about? That's awesome. I'm excited. Oh, do they still have tickets? So what we need to do, and the reason why we're strategic and we survey everything, is we're bringing up their reality level. And by bringing them upbeat. And when they come upbeat, their reality changes. When their reality changes, it makes them want to actually be in this movement of what we're trying to do. Because the ultimate goal of Entrepreneur Conference is to create 1 million millionaires over the next decade. Because no matter how much money I ever make, you ever make, whoever makes, won't be able to change the world with it. The teach a fish versus, give a fish.
Don't tell Elon Musk that.
Yeah. So the way it's going to work is that if we can create 1 million millionaires on this planet, we can actually make the world a better place, because most people are inherently good. So if you give them more money, they'll do good things. They'll help more people.
You know what 1,000,000 times 1,000,000 is?
What is it?
Do you know?
No, what is that?
Most people don't. Right
Do you
now,
know?
right now, people are going, 1,000,000,000,000? What is 1,000,000 times 1,000,000?
I feel better that Brad didn't know either off the top of his head. Meanwhile, people are watching. They're like, dude, it's this. Come on.
Is it 1,000,000,000,000? Dude, that's a lot of zeros.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking zeros.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. That's my new goal.
Yeah. If we dump that into the marketplace.
What is what is 1,000,000 times 1,000,000?
It's 1 trillion.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, it's trillion.
Yeah. That's all money.
That's what I thought, but I was thinking there might be too short. It might be 100 trillion. You know what's after a trillion?
What?
I don't fucking know.
A zillion? Is it? What comes after a trillion? Wouldn't it be funny if she said 1,000,000,001?
Here's an answer from reference.com. The unit that comes after trillion is a quadrillion. Which is
Quadrillion.
equivalent to 1,000 trillion.
A quadrillion, dude. Imagine if you had a quadrillion dollars.
You own the planet.
Hey, I don't know where we're getting off on all these tangents, but I think it's because I took a freaking fat burner pill that this trainer's got me on. And like, dude, it gets me loop. So anyway, I'm just trying to figure out like how long down the road I need to get you guys back before or when you make like 100 mil. Because I can tell you're both going to be successful no matter what. More successful than you are, I'm talking about. I'm talking about real success, which is my event. Now that event is happening. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, it's a good invest. That's how we really met and got you to the first one. So it's worth going to. Like
You know, everybody keeps saying, when's the second one? When's the second one? Like, dude, I just threw that for shits and giggles. And what's funny is the VIP ticket was pricey, and most people that came bought that one, which is not normal. You know, so everyone's saying, let's do another one. Let's do another one. But
you did a good job with it, seriously.
well, I think you know, I'll do another one, but it wouldn't be till like, you know, another year or two. Unless it's like, well, people forgot about it by then. Do you guys really love events?
Yeah. I mean, events are things that changed my life.
Who's doing all your details? Tell the truth. You just hire a planner?
Now, JB handles a lot of them.
Like, who put the toothbrushes in the bathrooms?
That was my team. Like we literally have people on different posts for different parts of the conference. We do.
You must have had a huge budget because, like, you didn't care. You didn't care if people used them or not.
Yeah, but I mean, we wanted to ensure, like, the reality is most people's first conference is a price.
So did you just say, "Here's my card"?
No, there wasn't even a budget. It just rolled.
We were trying to make it go right, and the way we made it go right is not necessarily just by
nickel dicking.
Yeah, you can't do it that way because
that's correct. I agree.
Yeah, because the person swiping their card to come might be maxing it out. That might be the last dime that they have. Why would we do like if we expect people to do that? They need to know that we gave everything. Like during that time, a lot of boom. So
that's what people should do in life, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it's unethical. You can't ask people to go all in when you don't go all in. So we went all in, and
that's why I'm starting to get in shape right now. Because, dude, I tell people all the time, man, you better get up, fucking get in shape, dude. If you stop and paint a picture of perfection, like if you picture your dream life, do you picture you with the same body you have now? Yes or no?
No.
Fuck no.
So why do we allow ourselves to get in the conditions that we're in? And I'm not talking about just us three.
Good question.
I mean, we're not as bad as a lot of people I know, but I sit there at the mall sometimes and watch people walk by, and dude, so many people are so out of shape. It's unbelievable. And I'm not talking about just being fat. I'm talking about unhealthy looking.
Yeah.
And, you know, we look at our food, the food industry, dude, most of the food is garbage.
Yeah.
Like literally, most food is garbage.
Yeah.
I went to Italy with someone that was lactose intolerant. They ate and drank cheese and milk and everything over there and had no problems.
That's crazy.
It's different.
It's weird.
It's dangerous.
It makes me think like, dude, what have I been doing all these years? So just like when you said, you looked at the thing and you said, I had enough of that. one time I was sitting and someone was playing a video and there was a side angle of me and it looked like I was stung by a bee. My neck was freaking like extra and my stomach was sitting there extra and my tits looked like they were filled with freaking butter, soft margarine type of butter. It was, and my arm had no shape whatsoever. It just looked, like an arm, like a tube. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm sitting here on social media telling people how to do shit and what to do, and I'm so cool, and yet I'm not. So I'm fixing that right now.
Yeah.
Because when it boils down to it, it's just a choice.
It is.
Like when you guys leave here, you're going to be going, was he calling me fat? Was he calling me fat?
You don't need to call me fat. I know I'm fat.
Are you fat?
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I'm overweight. Yeah.
When you take off your shirt, are you proud of that shit?
No way.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm a little proud still.
Do you guys ever think, hey, my wife, I'm married, who cares? Because, dude, I promise you, your wife, even though they will not say that they care, they would prefer
Oh, I'm sure.
health. Not just buff looking, but health.
Agreed.
Vibrant. You know how much more vibrant you get, how much more energy you
that's
have.
What I need. That's why I want to do it.
How much more focus you
I'm
have.
going to get that back.
Well, I'll commit to my wife
And
right
not only
now.
that,
I'm in the best shape of my life.
only that, part of building that confidence I'm talking about is doing shit that's hard. That's why the hard, or 75 hard, is such a badass system. Because not only do you get buff and lose weight, because he's forcing you to work out, 2 times a day?
Yeah, one outside.
Yeah,
one
drinking a gallon of water.
Yeah.
Dude, you drink a gallon of water a day and do nothing else, you're way better off.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
A gallon of water. Do you drink a gallon a day?
Not even close.
Do you?
I try to. Not always.
Do you?
Most of the time, yes. Not always. So
I
I,
know,
guess
but-
no then. If it's every day, then no.
No. Do you? I mean, mostly is yes, I do. But occasionally I don't. Is still yes.
Yeah, I have the half gallon
But
bottles.
dude, up until I started this 2 weeks ago, dude, I'd be lucky to get one of those down.
Oh shit.
Because you just go with your day.
Yeah.
And look how easy drinking a gallon of water is. It's drink a fucking gallon of water, dipshit. I go the whole day for years, bro. Nope. And now I'm starting to look at my eyelids. I'm like, damn, dude, that's starting to get old. Well, fucking, I should have been drinking water. Water keeps you hydrated. Water keeps you healthy. Trust me. Drink water. I don't know. Now it's a health show.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I learned over the weekend at this conference, one of the speakers, Gary Brecka, he showed that most B vitamins have cyanide in them.
Dude, Gary Brecka took my blood, was sitting in that green room, held it up to the window and said, this is like probably the best specimen of blood I've ever seen in 8 or 10 years.
Wow.
He said, it's unbelievable how clean my blood looks. He said, you see this part right here, which looked like olive oil, because he separated it. There were spinners here and everything. I said, yeah. And he said, that's that. And most people, especially your age, that's milky white. You can't see through it. Look at yours. And he holds it up to the window and you can see right through it like freaking 1040 motor oil, fresh out the can.
I got to do that. We were just talking
Yeah,
about it.
we're gonna order all that stuff too right after this.
Well, you're only, 29? Yeah, dude, you guys are probably all right. But you definitely, if it were me coaching you, I would say you want blood work done every 6 months.
Yeah.
And you just walk in, beep, and then a week later you get reports and it'll be like, dude, your fucking, spleen's not operating correctly. There's something going on. And next thing you know, early detection, all that kick-ass shit, it's highly advised.
Yeah.
But dude, when I get to the conference, bro, I'm going to be freaking, and again, I'm not trying to be bodybuilder, but I'm going to be, 8, 9, 10% body fat at the most.
It's lean.
In other words, I will look freaking stacked.
It's felt.
When you look at me, you'll be like, that dude's in shape. I'll be able to lift up my shirt and more than likely show you a 6-pack. And if not, real close to it. Because you can't walk around freaking 7% body fat.
No.
But you can walk around 10% body fat.
Yeah.
And then, then I'll be able to walk a little taller. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how you build confidence, bro. You build confidence by doing the shit that fucking people say can't be done. Has anyone ever said, dude, you're never going to get in shape? People tell me that all my life.
I used to be in shape before the kids. Now.
Well, it looks like you got some freaking muscle on you.
It's
But it also looks like you smuggled a Volkswagen. So, dude, you're out there in the freaking East Coast eating and enjoying life.
My family's got, my father, I live right down the block. My father has a bakery, a restaurant.
And you're a chef.
It's a bad combo.
Dude, you're in hell.
I'm entertaining all the time. It's a bad
dude,
combo.
you might as well just embrace. Okay? Because I'm telling you, dude, number one, food, like I just had to power down cod.
Better than tilapia.
Huh?
It's better than the tilapia.
I know, but dude, like for 3 months, I got to go through this shit where I'm powering it down because of the character build. In other words, that's the 75 hard portion. I could say, fuck, dude, I don't need this shit. Ugh, my wife loves me. I got money. I'm fucking 53. I don't need to be buff. But yes, I do. Why? Because I deserve to be. And so do you, dude. Imagine how much better your life would be if you were just fucking svelte.
I know.
Yours too. Everybody listening.
Yeah.
See, people want to get offended and they want to get triggered when it comes to freaking fat. Dude, you're fat shaming. Dude, I don't care who's fat and who's not fat. I'm fat. But I won't be here pretty soon. And when I'm not, I'm still going to preach. Why? Because, dude, it's the health.
Yeah.
It's not the vanity metrics. Like, dude, even though I will look like freaking even cooler. But it's not the vanity. It's the health. You want to make sure your body's operating. It's the only one you're ever going to get. And sometimes you let it go in disrepair for too long and you're regretting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're in the hospital and now you're sitting there wishing that you would have taken care of it because it's too late.
Yeah. It deteriorates fast too. Like it takes a long time and then when it starts to go, it goes. It's kind of like the best analogy I ever heard. I forgot who said it to me, but if you ever stir chocolate milk with the syrup, it's just white, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just turns black. That's what happens to a body. For a long time, it's stirring up that bad stuff in you, and it just stays white. Then all of a sudden, it just changes like that, and it just falls apart. And then when one piece fails, the other piece fails. So it can sneak up on you because we're pretty, resilient.
So why is it that you are allowing it to ruin
I'll tell you
body?
what happened, but it's not a good excuse. But I'll just tell you what happened. What action I'm taking to repair it.
All right.
So I was in pretty good shape.
I can tell the comments are going to be evil on this one. They're going to be like, Brad, what are you saying?
No,
Where's this even going? Where's this episode going? You went from here to here to here to here.
Yeah.
But dude, I think it's important people understand.
Yeah.
Why did we, and I'm included up until 2 weeks ago, why did we allow that? You were in shape, you said?
Yeah.
Why did you allow to go outside of shape? Were you in shape ever or no?
Yeah. So
and what happened?
So during COVID, when they sent everyone home, my wife lost her job too. So all I did was eat, and then she got pregnant with our first kid. And during the pregnancy, I acted like I was pregnant. She had the baby, lost all the weight. I'm still fat. She was never fat though. She was just pregnant. So what happened is I neglected it, and then at that point, there was a part of me that almost ignored it and kept working and functioning. But now, as we start going into kind of more of a public space and building out that personal brand, I have more attention on it.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's not cool. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Dude, imagine if you were freaking just yoked.
It would be amazing.
I know, but imagine walking out on that same stage you guys are going to walk out on. You're going to walk out on that stage in August no matter what.
Yeah.
How many days we got till that?
We have like 90 days, about just a little over 90 days. So we're
that's why you guys really came out here.
That's right.
You needed to get freaking ridiculed and harangued by me.
We're going to do a challenge publicly.
So, I would, because dude, like you walk out on that stage. You ever heard of Anthony Lolli?
Sounds familiar.
The name sounds familiar.
Go look up that dude. Like he was fat. You guys ain't fat. Like I ain't fat. We're not in shape, but we're not fat. There's fat people. Anthony Lolli was fat, dude. And freaking he's buff now. He does a whole body transformation. It shows his before and after. Like unbelievable what he did. And dude, now that I'm doing it only for 2 weeks, way unbelievable what he did. When you guys see in the world buff people, I think you underestimate what it takes to look like that.
Yeah, my wife's uncle's a bodybuilder.
Totally, yeah.
It's fucking brutal.
I know, but dude, it is brutal. Now, some people want to say, see, I don't want to do all that. Well, you mean you don't want to deal with all the pain and suffering that goes with it to get that? Because if you tell the truth, you do want that.
100%. Who doesn't?
Everybody wants that. Nobody says, I like to be a little bit fat and out of shape. I prefer it. I don't like chicks looking at me all the time. No, dude, if you could close your eyes and paint the perfect picture. Like when I do it, I see myself buff. Not buff like a bodybuilder, but lean. Like Mark Wahlberg in the Calvin Klein commercial way back when. Okay? Like that. Just, lean, in shape, healthy, spry. I can jump over a fence without tripping. I can run upstairs. I can freaking chase my kids. I can walk around Disneyland all day.
The amount of kids you have, you got to be chasing them all day.
Yeah, exactly.
So how many kids you got now? Weren't you having a kid at the last
7.
entrepreneur conference?
Yeah.
I have 7.
How old's the youngest?
3 months.
Yeah, your wife was pregnant at the entrepreneur conference.
She was.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. This episode went all over the place, but it's all good shit, dude. You want to build some confidence, your life will get better. That's a fact. Okay. You want to build confidence, do the shit that's hard to do. Okay. The rest of it comes with, in my opinion, relationships. Opportunity come with relationships. Okay. Have you ever heard money doesn't grow on trees?
I've heard it. I don't believe it.
Did they tell you where it does grow?
No.
You want me to tell you?
Tell me.
It grows in other people's pockets.
Boom. You got to give yourself a bomb on that one. Damn.
But that's where it grows. So if you want more money, what do you got to do? Meet more people.
That's right.
So it's the more hands you shake, the more money you make. It's cut and dry, that simple. People want to argue. People want to say, duh, that's simple. I paid $1,000 to hear that. Dickhead. Success is not difficult. It's just elusive because most people's mindset doesn't frickin' work.
Yeah.
They're not. Here's what I say if you want to be unstoppable. Mindset, skill set, habits. Those are the 3 things you need. Mindset, skill set, habits. If you master the mindset, dude, and you get the skill sets necessary to succeed in whatever endeavor you're after, it might be, woodworking for all I know, but whatever you visualize is that's where I'm going. What skill sets are needed to get there? What skill sets do the people that are there have? Those are the ones you're going to need. Okay, so you have to go get those skill sets, and then the third and final are the habits. If you freaking form the habits that the people that are succeeding have, you are going to freaking probably emulate what result they're getting. Make sense?
Makes a lot of 100%.
sense. And it's that simple. But yet, so is a gallon of water. You ain't drinking it. I ain't drinking it. Up till 2 weeks ago. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, totally. Dude, everybody listening, pay attention. This shit is not rocket science. We make it rocket science. Somebody asked me the other day when I was drinking my water, because I had it in a gallon. He said, "Is that hard?" And I said, "Drinking water?" He said, "Yeah, but a gallon of it." Why do we think
Why
is it hard? How is it hard?
Everybody always goes with the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Folks, this might be the longest episode in history of just me ranting at the last 10 minutes. So, folks, if you guys aren't going to this entrepreneurship conference, then at least follow these 2 cats. We got at JB Bolvadin.
Yes, sir.
And at Ryan Riddle.
Riddle Mortgage.
Riddle Mortgage. At Riddle Mortgage. What else would you tell these folks as we wrap this up?
Well, I mean, I would tell them that obviously you're watching Dropping Bombs and you're going out there seeking information or whatever you're doing. It's for the sake of improving yourself. We talked about a lot of different facets of life today. And the most important thing to remember is that if you want to reach further, put yourself around people that also reach. So definitely get these pieces going, because you meet us at Entrepreneur Conference, but if you don't even go, make sure you stay around people that are reaching, because accountability, you don't need someone else to hold you accountable. You just need to look around and see, oh shit, everyone else does it too.
That's right.
You stay lazy.
What would you tell them?
I got to where, I found my success putting myself around the right people, and you got to find them. So you're not going to find them in your backyard because you would have found them already.
Yeah.
You're not going to find them in your backyard. Guys, network, relationships, and until next time, keep it real.
Dropping bombs with the real Bradley. Subscribe now.